What up, people?
So,
All right, we back. Post haircut. The waves are still intact. They still busting. Ooh, look at the fade. Look at the wrist. 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 So we're back post haircut. Just talking about what's going on Friday night. I offered to let him stay sitting in the chair, but he wanted to stand up. So I'm like, cool. He probably just wanted to stand up to show y'all that he closing in on my height. I wish I was this height when I was 13 years old. So being that the NBA is on pause, even though they're still charging us, for the Bucks fans and the Bucks salespeople and all that are looking at us, I'm just saying, you charge me for the first round of the playoffs and some other stuff too. I ain't gonna put too much out there, but what's going on, man? What's happening?
so the NBA, there's some more people who got confirmed cases. But I say in the sports world, it's more to football and their free agency. Because their free agency is at its peak. You know, Tom Brady to the Buccaneers, that was crazy. Todd Gurley getting cut and then getting signed the very next day by the Atlanta Falcons, and he paid college in Georgia. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, anyway. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So, like he said, we're talking about the NBA. You know, we got some more confirmed cases of COVID-19 and coronavirus. So we're hoping that everybody's fine. You know, it's been an unpleasant surprise and an abrupt ending to this particular season. But we know that we've been through a lot of things, and really, black people, we done been through some everything, so we can get through anything. So send out special prayers to the families of those that have been affected, for those that have lost people. While everybody's quarantined, just make sure that you're showing a little extra love, again, some kindness. So what's happening, man? What you? NFL free agency is still going on. It's at a peak right now. So what's up, man? What's surprising to you?
The surprising to me was also the Panthers. Basically, they turned on Cam Newton. The coach said that Cam Newton was going to be the starter, and then they went out and they signed Teddy Bridgewater to a 3-year, $63 million contract. So I can't see him not being the opening day starter. So my question is, what are they going to do with Cam? Because Cam, like he could be a starter easily on not most, but some NFL teams. The only spot I can see for Cam Newton would be the Chargers, because Phillip Rivers signed somewhere else and Tom Brady did. And I can't imagine they'd have to give up too much, considering the Panthers already have a quarterback. So
it's crazy. So the Panthers, who was just in the Super Bowl, how long ago was that? Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago? With Cam Newton, he was the NFL MVP. They have officially moved on from Cam Newton, and moved on to Teddy Bridgewater. So that is super surprising. I don't know, man. What do y'all think? Where y'all think Cam Newton is going to go? Starry Thompson, what's happening? My man Calvin, what's up? April Bell, what's happening? Emily Hahn, is Cam healthy to play? Calvin said. Is he?
yeah, they said he passed his physical this month, or he's expected to. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they had it because the coronavirus.
Well, I have to defer to the expert. So he's saying that Cam is healthy and he's passed his physical. So Nadiri seems to think that a good landing spot for Cam would be the Chargers, because Phillip Rivers has moved on. What team did he go to?
He signed with the Colts.
So Phillip Rivers signed with the Colts. Ooh. How many kids he got?
I'm not sure. Phillip Rivers seemed like he got a lot of kids.
I heard Phillip Rivers got like 9 kids. I don't know how true it is, but the Midwest is probably a good place to raise 9 kids. And you're probably going to buy a farm somewhere in Indiana and just had the kids just frolicking around like Little House on the Prairie. That's a pretty old reference. My bad or whatever. So I don't know, man. What you think?
Another disappointing part about Cam Newton is probably going to get traded is that the Bears, they traded for Nick Foles, which that trade, they didn't really have to give up too much, but it's not like Nick Foles is going to be much better than Mitchell Trubisky. He's already really left his prime, and even though he had a good run with the Eagles in the playoffs.
Maybe the Bears, because do they still got Matt Nagy as a coach?
I'm not sure. I think so.
They got Nagy as a coach, and Nagy is known as an offensive innovator. So maybe they're thinking that Nick Foles can recapture some of the magic that he had when he basically caught lightning in the bottle and took the Eagles all the way to the Super Bowl. Because Mitch Trubisky is a little, you know how Cedric the Entertainer said Luther Vandross curl never quite, it just didn't quite. Mitch Trubisky never quite. I mean, like, put it this way. If you're in the NFC North and you know that the Bears got Mitchell Trubisky as their coach, you probably going to be happy because you're not really worried about them doing something extravagant. You know, you don't trust them to do some, crazy extravagant plays or anything like that, right? So,
I see it says Cam Newton to the Cowboys. I don't really see that happening because they franchise tagged Dak Prescott. So.
Oh, maybe the Cowboys. So the Cowboys, it looks like they're going to... Did they already franchise tag?
Yes.
Okay. So the Cowboys franchise tagged Dak Prescott. So, I don't know. Dak Prescott, I can't see Cam Newton going anywhere and being a backup. So he's going to have to go somewhere where he can start. Fortunately, in the National Football League, maybe only about 13 teams got solid quarterbacks. After that, he's pretty much wide open. He's a pretty big guy. He's athletic. He's still relatively young. Hopefully, he's recovered from those surgeries, and we can see him in the old form that he was, because he pretty much had all of last year to sit out. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Another thing about Cam.
What up, James Harris? What's happening? How you feeling, man? Natasha K, how you feeling? Hey, Miss Barksdale, what's poppin'? Oh, yeah, he has an entire team, Calvin. That's funny. Hey, what up, Nikki Jackson? Amy, what's happening? He looks old. Emily said you look old. She probably remember him when he was a little baby. My boy Reggie said you clean now, man. You crispy now. What up, Reggie? Say what's up to your son Kobe for me. Business is business, Calvin Lee. I agree. My boy Nate Gilliam, what's happening? Who is that? Oh, Mark Blaylock, what's good? Tia the Total Package. Hey, Sean Adams Meadows. What did Cam say? He's not the same, bro. So our Cam, well, one of our Cams, Kamara Taylor, a.k.a. the one that called everybody a tramp, he's saying that Cam Newton is not the same, man. How do you figure? What do you think about that? Thank you, by the way, Miss Larde, Dr. Larde. She said I did a nice job in your haircut.
Well, it's hard to say because he hasn't really played a full season in a while. And he'd have to be in the right system because I can't really imagine him playing he has to be like Ryan Tannehill. He has to go to a team and prove himself to be able to get like a big contract or something next year. You know, Ryan Tannehill's contract is, the Titans is on something else when they gave him that contract.
Wasn't that crazy? Ryan Tannehill. My son is here. Y'all might be watching with y'all sons. Ryan M.F. Tannehill got all of that money from Tennessee. Like, who would have thought that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start warming up, man. If I can just get a fraction of one of them contracts, man. You know what I'm saying? Just a little slither of one. I'm telling you, I'll loan everybody $5. Actually, I'll give you $5. I won't even ask for it back. Just give me a little fraction of that. You know what I mean? I'm going to drop back what's happening, man. What's good? What about Todd Gurley, though? Who saw that coming? He got cut. They just let him go. And now he going to ATL shouting. He played ball at Georgia, so that's going to be pretty cool, man. What you think?
I think it's pretty cool how he's going to there after playing this whole season, his whole career with the Rams. I kind of wanted to see him go to the Buccaneers with like Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Todd Gurley. Like adding him to that team, that'd be pretty unstoppable. Yeah.
Calvin, who are you asking? Are they worth it? Are you asking if Ryan Tannehill is worth it or somebody else? Todd Gurley? Who are you asking? What? Cam said when you ride the roller coaster with me, he will start playing better. What? What is he talking about?
Because he was talking about taking Me the Great America.
Oh, that was an inside joke. Yeah, I was confused, man. Oh, he was supposed to go to Great America. He's getting huge now, man. This king is smart. Good job, sir. Raise him right. Thank you, Miss Cole, Natasha Cole. Hey, King. Hey, Queen. Amina Tate. What's happening? How y'all feeling? Taslin out in the Bay Area. Yeah, those waves are popping. I used to be like that back in the day. Now they grow way slower now. Somebody else, man. Free agency, man. What you think? We talked about Todd Gurley. We talked about Ryan Tannehill, Cam Newton, Teddy Bridgewater. Who y'all think the Packers gonna get? I personally think they needed at least another top receiver. Now, I know this is a very deep receiver class in college, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't particularly do well with rookie receivers. He's very demanding. He wants people to be exactly where they are, and he seems to prefer veterans. So I think the Packers need to get definitely a tight end that can catch the ball. It looks like they're going to retain Mercedes Lewis. Obviously, I wasn't worried about Jimmy Graham going anywhere because he run like he dragging a semi-truck in a strongman competition or something like that. He ain't got the speed anymore. But the Packers need to get some more weapons for Aaron Rodgers, definitely. So.
I said for the Packers, a person they should be trying to target is Brandon Cooks for the Rams. The Rams are throwing him out in trade offers.
Oh.
Yeah, when they're throwing around Todd Gurley, I think they're trying to restart, which doesn't make sense. They pay all that money, and then they're trying to trade away one of his best receiving options besides Cooper Kupp. But yeah, Brandon Cooks to the Packers, that seems like a good deal for the Packers because he's a good receiver.
Brandon Cooks is pretty good. Who do you think we would have to give up for Brandon Cooks? Because, the Packers like to hoard their draft picks. So what do you think we would have to give up to get Brandon Cooks?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's really on the Packers roster.
David Pope. Corona Cuts. Yes, sir. The Corona Cuts. Hey, Sarah. How you doing out there in Denver? The Mile High. And it's really Mile High since everything been legal. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing for the Packers is I could see them throwing around like somebody. I'm not really sure who they trade because I'm not really sure about their roster.
We currently talking about wide receivers that possibly could sign with Green Bay because they need this. Although this is a very deep college receiving class, I personally feel like Green Bay needs a veteran receiver, a solid number 2 or a 1A, so that everybody can't just really key on to Devontae Adams. Because whenever we play a team that has lockdown corners, they have good safety help over the top, they really just kind of try to take Devontae out of the game, and we can't really count on these other players. Geronimo Allison is solid, but he hasn't seemed to make that next step. And, I don't know, Valdez Scantling is cool. Some of these other guys are cool, but I think we really need another legitimate 1A receiver. What do you think? Oh, Nikki J, she said his haircut came out nice. I like that. What up, John Marquell?
Another person I can see them trying to get is Alshon Jeffrey. I know the Eagles are wanting to move on for him because they are paying him a lot of money, and they want to get like a younger receiver for Carson Wentz to like grow as a quarterback with. And Alshon Jeffrey has been good for them, but I feel like he'll be good for the Packers too because he's a nice veteran receiver. He's tall, so he'd be easy for Aaron Rodgers to throw to.
Do you think he'll catch? Didn't the Eagles have a problem with their receivers dropping a lot of balls?
Oh no, their person they had a problem with is Nelson Aguilar, but he's a free agent. If they re-sign him, I might break my phone or something.
Alshon Jeffries was actually, he's an Eagles fan, by the way, full disclosure. So he's going to probably know the Eagles roster better than the Packers roster. Alshon Jeffries, I wouldn't mind getting him. He played for Chicago for a while, and he's a big receiver. At this stage of his career, I would consider him more a possession receiver, though he may still have a little speed. I'm sure he's faster than Jimmy Graham. And he can bring a veteran presence to the locker room. So
yeah, I see that's like a nice option because I don't think they'll have to give up.
They just signed a tight end. Jimmy signed with the Bears already. Yeah, Jimmy Graham is trash. Like I don't know what the Bears are doing. I'm actually glad they signed Jimmy Graham. Ain't nobody worried about dude. Ain't nobody really worried about. Well, Nick Foles is. Nick Foles can probably be a little more solid than Mitch Trubisky, but we'll see how that goes.
About the Bears situation, if Nick Foles is a day one starter, I don't see him being a week 17 starter. I don't think he will be able to play all those games unless he got like injured and came back or something. But I think Mr. Trubisky, like seeing somebody just take the spot from him is gonna make him practice harder and all that. At least I would hope.
So basically, you feel like they brought Nick Foles in to just push Mitch Trubisky and to be a safety net in case if Mitch Trubisky goes down, they have a viable backup that can come in.
Yeah, like Ryan Tannehill for the Texans. I mean, the tight ends when they had Marcus Mariota.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could see Nick Foles taking Mitch Trubisky's spot easily too. So
where do you think did Mariota sign with anybody yet?
No, I don't know what Marcus Mariota is going to do. He might just be a free agent going into next year. Well, I think someone will sign him, but I can't really see him being maybe to the Patriots.
Hey, what up, Shonda? How you feeling? Sean Wanzo. He said, I definitely agree, but we need an offensive line, right end, and some linebackers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need a whole lot of stuff, man. We definitely need a whole lot of stuff. Aaron Rodgers is getting older, and we gave him a whole lot of money. That's why I am mentioning Calvin said we need another quarterback. That wouldn't be a bad idea, man. Speaking of which, I just heard that Deshaun Watson, the Titans are moving on from, the Texans are moving on from Deshaun Watson. What do you think about that?
Oh, I didn't hear about that. That makes no sense to me at all. Deshaun Watson, like, even though you did blow the 24-point lead, still don't know how y'all did that, but they did blow that, but that's crazy to me because Deshaun Watson, like, you move on from a superstar wide receiver and from a quarterback. It's like in that trade, like, who did they trade for him?
I don't know, man. Deshaun Watson is, in my opinion, Deshaun Watson is easily a top 10 quarterback. Some may argue top 7. I mean, when you start thinking about some of the young hot guns coming up, you still got some older guys in there that are still holding it down. Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. Everybody's curious to see what Tom Brady is going to do this year. But Deshaun Watson is amazing. When he's healthy, I mean, he's just clutch. He has the arm, he has the legs, he has the poise, the leadership. He's an incredible player. So, but at the same time, he has that thing too where similar to Cam Newton, I can't see Deshaun Watson going somewhere and being a backup. So if Deshaun Watson came to Green Bay, they may be looking to move Aaron Rodgers, but we all know he's not coming to Green Bay.
Deshaun Watson, that's a hard one because I didn't even know that.
What's up, Melissa Blue? Roger Boyce, what's happening? Tobias Kane, what's good?
I didn't even know that they were shopping him. I was surprised about that one.
Taslin said you in the background ready to do a TikTok video. Is that true?
Yeah.
Taslin, you called him out. He was like, yeah. I don't know what he would do. What if you had to do a TikTok video, what would you do? What would be the song?
I don't even know.
So what else, man? What else, man? Come on, man. We talked about Todd Gurley. We talked about Cam Newton. We just broke the news. I broke the news to you about Deshaun Watson. What else do we have, man? What are some of the receivers that are out there? Eric Ebron, tight end.
He signed with the Steelers.
He signed with the Steelers. That's actually big.
That was crazy to me because I was playing Madden one day and I was using the Steelers and I signed him. And then they signed him in real life. I kind of low-key predicted it.
Oh, okay, then. High five. Low-key predicted the Eric Ebron signing. What you know about that? 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 All right, man. What else, man? What else we got?
Another thing is like Melvin Gordon to the Broncos. That surprised me because like they also cut like Joe Flacco. It's confusing. I don't know what the Broncos are doing because they already had a good running back. And Phillip Lindsay, I said he'd be top 16. Is he top?
But do you think he's better than Melvin Gordon, though? Shout out to the Wisconsin kid, Melvin Gordon. You know what I mean? He was a star for the Badgers. He played for some school in Kenosha. I think it was Trimper. I think they won state, too. Shout out to Melvin Gordon getting that bag. What in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag?
The crazy thing to me is Melvin Gordon's getting paid more a year than Todd Gurley, and I feel like Todd Gurley is a better running back than Melvin Gordon.
You think Todd Gurley is better than Melvin Gordon? It's okay if you think that, but explain yourself.
Well, I think that because Todd Gurley, he's been better. When Todd Gurley's healthy, he's a great running back, but he hasn't been healthy in a while. So Todd Gurley currently, I would say Melvin Gordon is better than him, but like Todd Gurley, when he's like without all his injuries, he's feeling good. I think you have to give that to Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley is amazing because he's huge, he can catch, he can block, and he's fast, but he's hurt. He got a bad knee, and that's a big boy to have a bad knee.
He is a big boy. Another thing is for the Packers, they lost one of their linemen, one of their tackles, Brian Bulaga. He signed.
That's huge. Brian Bulaga will be greatly missed. If I had some holders from him, just hold it. Brian Bulaga is my homie. I'm gonna pour some water out for Brian Bulaga. The Packers are gonna be missing him. This is for my homie. Yeah.
I can also see the Packers signing Jason Peters, though. I know the Eagles are moving on from him as a tackle, and I believe he plays the same position as Brian Bulaga. I mean, they're both tackles, so it doesn't really matter. You can play right or left side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the Packers need receivers, linebackers, a line. Some people say they need a quarterback. Some people say they need a water boy. Some people say they need a massage therapist. Some people say they need a new color scheme.
They do need a new color scheme.
Some people say they need backs on their seats.
They need to start packing so much.
Some people say they need heat in a stadium even if it don't have a roof. I ain't got no roof. We in the city. Come on, man. What's up?
Yeah, I think the Packers should try to sign Jason Peters because Jason Peters, he's a nice veteran lineman. You know, he's not as good as he once was, but he's still pretty good. The Packers, they also lost one of their middle linebackers, Blake Martinez.
Tanya Patrice Moore, what's happening? Rochelle Russ, what's happening? Melina Roro, what's happening? Nonsense. Hey, Sean Wanzo, what's nonsense? What you talking about, man? What's happening? Get, bud. Hey. Who is that? Trini Dale. Daddy and son live sports commentator hour with a human beatbox, too. Rolanda Jones, what's up, lady? How you doing? Shout out to our nurses and doctors and CNAs and all the different medical staff that's out there. He said, Neff Agee said the boy waves crispy. Hey. Danielle Howard, what's happening? It wasn't Racine, Melvin Gordon. I didn't say Racine. I said Kenosha Trimper, man. Clean the sugar daddy out your ear, homeboy. I think Kate Gurley was better than Gordon. Okay. Oh, the N is missing. So I think Gurley. So I can understand how somebody can pick Gurley over Melvin Gordon if they're all healthy. What I'm saying is currently, with Todd Gurley having the knee issues that he's had, and seeing as how when the Rams made it to the Super Bowl, he didn't really play, something must be up with him. That's all I'm saying. They need some of that, ooh wee. Oh my God, I'm loving this sports talk. I'm here for it. Okay. You got anything else, man, before we sign out, man? We would like to thank our sponsors. Core Water. What is this? Forever Red, Vanilla Rum.
Softy coconut oil.
Softy coconut oil, Heir Scout. What other sponsors we have?
Febreze.
We like to thank Febreze, our sponsors, Febreze. What else?
Kroger.
Kroger brand, just Kroger. They got all kind of stuff.
Crest.
And Crest 3D Whitening. Mm-hmm. Those are our sponsors for the day. Thank you for listening to the Father and Son Sports Hour. Y'all checked out the Crispy Fade earlier. Hey! So we locked in social distancing, but we locked in for life anyway. Loving on each other. Yeah, the sponsors. We loving on each other. Loving on y'all as well. Thank y'all for joining us. Hopefully we can check in with y'all tomorrow or something like that. Another time, same bat station. We out.
Peace.
How do I end it?